Welcome to this 12 minutes follow along mobility class for beginners. You just need a park bench or a chair, a box, something where you can sit on. All of the moves are easy to do, easy to follow, and just feel great. So let's directly start with fold and relax. You will simply sit down, bow forwards, and you will simply roll towards one and then the other side. Try to let go of your skull also. And in this one, it's really just about loosening up your spine a little bit. So also twist open, look towards the sky, and enjoy this nice rotation. There is really not too many rules. You simply do what feels great for you to start this whole session with. We then go into the seated pancake stretch. So sitting, simply open up your legs and again simply start wiggling your spine, drawing circles with your head. If the stretch is too much in the insides of your legs, don't go as wide. Also allow your knees to bend. Now we simply fold forwards and go back up into a sitting position. Try to keep your spine long, so we don't want to round it too much. This really is a hip flexion move, so we want to bend at the hips and go forwards just like that. Whenever you feel great, you can open up your legs a little bit wider, and of course, like I'm showing here, you can also allow the upper body to go not only forwards and backwards, but also towards both sides. Hold this position for a little while, nice deep inhalations, and we continue slowly. Next thing is a nice little shoulder opener. So simply reach back with both arms, open up your body and try to drive your hips and sternum towards the sky. Pinch your shoulder blades together and thus create this nice arc inside of your body. You can also change the positioning of your fingers. This time I'm letting them face forward in order to open up my chest even more. Let's now continue with a combination of an L-sit where you support yourself with both arms and then go into a one-arm bridge. In this one, again, driving your hips open, continuing back down again with the L-sit. Try to find a little floating position and we go again towards the other side. Wiggling your shoulder into a nice open position and really also try to sense in which position do you want to go, what feels nice. The L-sit, you can also try to extend one leg to give yourself a little bit more of a challenge, but don't stay too long here as we're focusing now more on mobility. Again, changing towards the other side, keeping your breath nice and easy and flowing, and back down again for the L-sit. Here I'm showing the straddle variation, which you could also do, but you don't need to focus so much on it. Again, towards the other side, reminding you of this nice and easy breath, reminding you of thriving your hip and sternum, which is the chest basically, upwards towards the sky. As you see, I'm wiggling really around to find a nice opening inside of my shoulders. Next up, we go for a nice thoracic opener, which is basically the section of your spine in between your head and your lower back. At first, reaching with your arms and sinking deep inside of your shoulders. This is quite nice to really prepare your spine and the shoulders for what comes next. So you want to find the edge of the box that you are sitting on, lean against it, roughly in the middle of the back. Then interlace your fingers, rest your head there, and now try to open up your spine, reaching backwards. Especially here now, a nice easy breath is what I would propose. And you can again rotate your spine, you can flex it towards one or the other side, you can bend it and open it. Probably you will directly feel how nice this one is, especially if you're someone struggling with opening your spine and arching backwards. This is a great, easy task to do, and I love to do it on a daily basis. Sometimes against a chair, sometimes against a table. You can really get creative with this one as long as you do it. So after focusing on the upper body, let's now switch to the lower body with a nice hip opener. In fact, this one is also a nice strength task, where basically one leg is supporting on the box. You try to now lean into your ankle and try to drive your knee beyond your toes to the front. Sink down with your hip very close towards your heel, and this will then open up your lower leg, the hip of the lower leg, which feels really great. So it's a nice combination of ankle mobility, hip mobility. Then you try to shift your weight forwards and balance on top of your toes. Could be quite challenging at first, but it's great for your foot and your toes mobility. Also a great balance task and strength task all around. In the opening position, you can try to lean back and simply find nice stretches along the front side and your side of the body. You can again freestyle here a little bit. You don't need to be too rigid in the approach. Let's now change towards the other side. Again, first finding this nice deep sitting position, driving your knees forwards, your pelvis very close towards your heels, opening up that lower leg so you feel this nice stretch in the hip, and shifting the weight slowly forwards on top of the balls of your feet. Try to keep a natural and easy flowing breath. Don't hold too much tension, and again we try to go into this balanced position. If your knees don't like this too much, of course use the lower leg on the floor still to take some of your body weights off. But with a little bit of time and practice, you should be able to hold also this position, which is a great one to really work on strong and resilient knees. Really also use your arms for balance, and if it's too hard for you, you can of course hold on to something if this makes it a little bit easier. Now, from the strengthening task, let's now try to go in something a little bit more challenging to really opening your arch basically, so your spine and also the hip. So the same position, but this time you try to tap the heel of the leg that is on the floor. One time twisting towards the left, one time twisting towards the right. This one is really a very good example of mobility work, a combination of strength and flexibility at the same time, which is what we are after for dynamic movement practices. If you can tap your heel, you can also try to tap a little bit lower, and if your heel is out of reach, just try to tap your calf. This is really no problem at all. Then we try to switch towards the other side, of course giving your legs a nice little shake, and exactly the same thing, sinking down low and tapping your calf or your heel on the left and then on the right side again. In this one also try to open up your whole spine. This also means your head. As you see here, I'm keeping a little bit of tension in the front side of my head. You could also try to open up so the whole body is following this nice arch. This is not a must, but surely a nice thing to do, especially if you want to also go into acrobatic practice, so you can directly practice this idea of global extension, opening your whole body. Alrighty, let's now continue with a little bit of relaxation. After this one, your legs may be burning, so just sit down, shake your body a little bit, a couple of breaths before we continue with the next task. So this one is a great thing for your upper body strength, Croc Pushups. basically you want to lower down until your belly button is resting on top of your elbow. So your elbow goes inward. So it's a very weird push-up, but this one really is great to also work on upper body mobility, especially that of the shoulder. It's a weird type of mobility, but something again used in acrobatics quite a lot. Also, it's a nice form of organic and out of alignment strength training, where you don't follow very conventional movement patterns, but try to go for something a little bit different. Now you can definitely support yourself with a second arm, and we switch towards the other side, again trying to lower down until we can touch or meet basically our elbow with the belly button. In the lower position you could also try to lift your legs very slowly. This could take some time to practice, but the croc position is a nice little balancing position. You can also call it the elbow lever. Right on. Let's now go for the next thing, which is a nice squat and hang. So simply squatting down on this bench is quite nice because I can really hold onto the bench, the edge of the bench, which feels amazing. So I can pull myself deeper in this open pike position. So I'm simply squatting and going into this pike, finding compression in the squat and finding length in this pike position. Again, a nice deep breath, and you can also vary now the stance of yours, sometimes pointing a little bit outwards with your feet, sometimes going a little bit inwards. This is all that you can play around with. And this task really, I love it. It feels very soothing, and it's a great way to work on this folding quality of the body. Here I'm also trying to let go of the skull. And now, for a last time, simply sit down, take a nice couple of breaths, and try to get rid of some tension that maybe has built up inside of your body. And this is basically it for this follow along class. I really hope that you enjoyed it a lot, and yeah, if you liked this video, you can definitely let me know by giving the video a thumbs up, and also let me know in the comments if you like these videos. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the videos, and use the code YouTube10 for any of my online programs that you can find in the description of the video. That's it. Happy practice. Sorry for interrupting, just a quick question. Do you want to experience more flow in your movement? Then I've got something for you. Enter the Flow is a completely free, yes you heard it, free online program for you, containing high quality video breakdowns. You can simply check it out by clicking in the video description, typing in your mail address and opening up the mail. Download the program. Happy practice. Now back to the video.